You already know what time it is. I got my pair of Adidas next to me. Adidas. I don't know if you got yours, but I got also my knives. Because I ain't playing. And I also got my bullshit horn. I'm gonna blow that every time you clucking up. Right, Harrison? And remember, Harrison's just my neighbor's dog. I'm watching him and I decided to take him over to my house. Don't know why I put him on my bed. I just like him next to me. Quit yawning. You're good. Right? Are you good? Go get him! Go get him! You wanna get him? Good boy. You best believe I'm a. You best believe I'm not playing. I'm just gonna start watching all his videos because I gotta tell my side of the story. Because I already watched most, if not all, of his videos, but I'm gonna react to them, if that makes sense. Because I watched them in Gator. I reacted to some, like 5 of them. I watched them by myself sometimes. So I actually watched them 2 times with the Gator Martin. Oh shit! I kind of did it on purpose, but that I remember that noise. That noise is so fucking
I moved to my dad's when I was 10, and I didn't know anyone in the area except for the family my dad was friends with, a single mom with 3 kids. Luckily,
come on, man.
There was a girl.
You gonna tell me you're a single mom and you got 3 kids? You need to get yourself a man. You need to get yourself a man.
A couple of years older than me. She was 12 at the time I met her, and we got to know each other a little over a couple of years. We weren't close, but we ended up having the same friends. One night my friend Rob was hanging out with her and her younger brother. They happened to be in the house alone because my friend's mom was at work. Her mother has been helping this one lady through her work and got to know her fairly well. She found out her sister was in a mental institution and was let out recently.
You need to put that bitch back. I'm actually going to limit it because I'm going to be blowing this horn probably 100 times per story. Don't want to piss you guys off. Don't want to piss Harrison off. Right, boy? So I'm only going to limit it to when the protagonist or the main character in the story is clucking up. Not when it just general people are clucking up.
The night Rob is hanging out with my friend, they get a knock on the door.
You better lock that bitch.
My friend thought it was just their mom, since she knocks a certain way when coming in. And he...
Better tell your mom to change the way she knock. Because how I knock on my door is I ring the bell 50 times just to make sure my dad answers. Because normal people aren't going to do that. They're going to bring 1, 2, maybe 3 times. No. That's how I do my doorbell. So he knows it's me. So, what the fuck? Kirsten, get back on there. Get back on the bed. Get back on the bed. Get back on the bed. Come on, come on, come on.
Answered it without thinking. Rob wasn't supposed to be there, and he took off through the window to his house down the road. He never thought twice about it. It wasn't her mom. It was the sister of the lady her mom was helping, and she figured out through talking to her sister where her family lived and her mom's working
She obviously mental if she gets released, and she's reacting the same. That shows she mental. Just saying. Some criminals, they do fucked up shit. They get released. They don't do it anymore. Some that could give less of a fuck and keep repeating the same crimes over and over again. Those are the mentally ill bitches. Okay?
Schedule. She came in. This is where I don't know the details, and I'm glad I don't. My friend's younger brother got away to the neighbor's house to call the police. The lady brutally murdered my friend a week from Christmas.
You bullshit. I'm kinda off because I'm tripping right now. Sorry, this video sucks. But when I heard that,
Decapitated her and...
that bitch. If you did that to my mom, I would not think twice of fucking cutting your head off. I'm not kidding. What, you're a mental? You're a fucking baby? Well, maybe not a baby, but you get my point. I'm not gonna think twice. If I get the jail time, I take the jail time. I could give less of a fuck if you fuck with my mom or my dad. You gonna die. Okay?
left her body naked in a bathtub.
Damn.
She even hid her head. They had to look through the presents, and I don't know where they found it.
Damn.
But they did. I wasn't allowed to go to her funeral.
Aw. Oh, shit, that noise there.
It happened to my wife's grandmother about 15 years ago.
That guy looks like that guy looks like he ain't clucking up. He looks like he's concealed carrying and pulling out his gun, but he's probably the sketchy person along. Sit.
Her husband had just passed away about a year previously.
Come on, why?
She'd been going down to the library and volunteering. It was exercise and socialization. This was in the winter, so her walk back was while it was getting dark. The library closed at 5 and there was some extra stuff to do before everyone actually left. And on this particular night, she turned down a ride from another volunteer because she needed to stay in shape.
You know what's funny? The day that she turned down the ride is the day she's gonna get clucked up. That's that bullshit.
The house is about a mile away through some lightly wooded area in South Texas, and as she's about halfway home, she notices someone behind her. He's walking the...
Knife in hand, I haul ass. No, Harrison, I'm just demonstrating. But I'll be out the door in 5 seconds. I'll be out the house in 2 seconds. Come on, come back here. I want you to sit there where everyone can see. No, come on. You gotta get into the view of the camera. I want to make sure your collar... Nope, that's the wrong collar. His name is Harrison. Hey, Harrison, how you doing? I want your collar like this so you don't see it. Aw, what you doing? What you doing, man? What you doing? What you doing? He likes my hand.
the same direction and gaining on her, which in itself isn't all that particular. She's old and thus not particularly fast, but in this case he seems vaguely sinister.
Damn.
They keep walking. Pretty soon he's right behind her. Then he falls into pace, just staying behind her. Now she knows something's up, but she's almost home. She can see the top of her driveway coming up, and she leaves her lights.
If this was to happen to me, I would have hauled ass. I know you're 70 years old, but you still could haul ass. You still could. Just saying, could. I'm sorry about that voice. You could haul ass. I'm sure a 7-year-old could run, but not really well, but it would hurt.
On so it'll look like someone's home when she's walking in.
Oh, she ain't bullshit.
She just needs to make it another 150 yards. Then 100. All that time, she said he was so close that she could feel his breath on her.
That's how close he must have been. He must have been this close. Because I can't feel anyone's breath after this close. You clucking up. You clucking up.
Her neck. Around maybe 50 yards, it happens. A strong hand on her shoulder. Okay, bitch. Don't turn around and hand over your purse or I'll cut you.
First of all, you don't call me no bitch. Because you know what you're going to get? You're automatically going to get this knife in your face. Just saying. You ain't going to cut shit. Second of all. You probably got a Dollar Tree pocket knife. Probably do. I would not think twice. That's the guy. I'm not going to do any violence towards you, okay? Or him. Let's pretend that's the guy. Oh! Straight into his gut. And I'd be slicing him and dicing him, and he would drop dead. I would just be like, shouldn't fuck with me. Because you know not to fuck with me.
She stops for a second, then takes one big step forward, turns, and shoots the guy in the neck with the .38 she keeps in her purse.
Hey. Hey. At least she ain't bullshitting. She ain't bullshitting me. There's other people bullshitting, but when you get to shoot him, if you have a gun, you're not bullshitting.
The guy spent the next 5 years in a prison hospital before he died of complications.
Damn. Damn.
My wife's grandmother passed last year,
Oh.
but up to the end, she lamented that she pulled the trigger too soon.
Damn, that screeching noise. I hate that
When I
noise.
was young, I'd say 8 to 11-ish, my sister, whom is 7 years older, would babysit when my parents were out. At the time, she smoked a lot, and my parents made her smoke outside, of course. So I'd follow her outside, play around, annoy her, and
Do you notice the red flags? She's smoking. You don't smoke in my household. Because I don't like that shit. Unless it's weed. I still don't like that, but at least smoke. If you're gonna smoke something, at least smoke something that has a kick to it.
and such. One day, my sister notices a car at the end of the driveway, just sitting in the road.
Did she just say? I heard this story before, but now I realize she said at the end of the driveway. I don't know how long your driveway is. It could be a mile out. It could be 20 feet, like mine. Mine literally approximately, not that small, come on, like 30 feet. It's not big. It is not big. So, but if you're in my driveway and you sitting there, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to confront you with my knife in hand. I'm saying, sir, you have no purpose here. If you need help, I can help you. If you just need to take a chill break in my parking lot for maybe 2 minutes, that's okay. If you need anything, I can help you. No. He sits there for fucking 30 minutes. Bitch, you need to get the fuck out of my property. I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna gun you down. I'm gonna get a bump stock on that bitch, and I'm gonna gun you down. That's the most legalist way I could get to have a machine gun without breaking the law. I'm gonna gun you down, because that's who I am. I'm a gun you down person. Okay?
It's a white SUV with a bike rack on top. It has the most tinted windows I've ever seen.
That's another clucked
You
up.
could not see inside from the side.
By the picture, I know it looks like a Honda Pilot. Wait, sorry, Honda Pilot? That's possibly a Honda Pilot. Wait a minute, that ain't no Honda Pilot. Yo, that's a fucking Toyota Highlander. That's a Toyota Highlander. I think. It's one or the other. It's either a Honda Pilot, but I doubt it is. Maybe like a really old one. Older, like early 2000s. Or it's probably a Toyota Highlander. Just saying.
It sat there until she went inside, then would drive to the end of the road and sit at the church parking lot and wait. Wait until she'd come out again for another smoke. And it
You got any bigger of a life to do than that?
would repeat this. Odd, but my sister's a brave lady and just kind of ignored it. That is, until the next day while
Ignored it. I'm not gonna guy to confront you, but I'm gonna bring my whole gang. I'm gonna get a gang. At least 10 people, maybe 20. I'm gonna gang up on everyone. We're gonna gang up and we're gonna come to your car and we're gonna say, sir, you need to get the fuck out of my driveway, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. Alright? Alright? You heard me? We all got guns. We all got batons. We got knives. We don't fuck around. And when you trying to play with me, I don't play around. I want you to get the fuck out of here right now.
No, I'm gonna stay right here.
You know what? My whole gang is gonna come up on you. We gonna egg your car. We're gonna key your car. No, we're gonna scrape your car with my knives. We're gonna shoot your car. Till you decide to leave. Because right now you clucking up. You clucking up by fucking with me. You clucking up by fucking with me. Just saying. Right, Harrison? Aren't we gonna join it? Hey! How you doing? No. Please turn your collar around. Please. Oh shit, how am I gonna get up? Oh, fuck. I just literally leaned down. As gangster as that sound, I'm not afraid to do it, because when we got someone in my driveway, come on, in my driveway, you could barely fit 2 cars in that bitch, and you in my driveway. 2 cars this way, like the length. You could barely fit 2 cars this way either, but... No. You need to get the fuck out of here. Because you're not allowed to be in random people's driveways like that. Come on.
Well, my parents were out again, and it showed up again.
Come on.
It would sit at the end of the driveway and just watch. I don't know what the driver was doing, but he was watching my sister.
He obviously was if he got tinted windows. Use your common sense. Why would you have fucking tinted windows to the max? Because you don't want people to see inside, but you obviously want to see them.
I know, because if I didn't go out, I'd watch from the front window and it would just sit there and watch my sister. She told my father, who was a sheriff deputy at the time, and he called the cops and made a complaint. They showed up.
Shouldn't you call yourself to the bitch? You're the sheriff.
Looked around, but the SUV was nowhere to be seen. Months went by and nothing. Then one day, a good 9 months after this had all started, and around 4 months since the last sighting, it was back.
That is creepy as hell. You thought the guy is gone, but he just came back 4 months later. You know how long 4 months is? That is 1/3 of the fucking year that you are in. And he just decides to come back? That's sus as hell. That's sus as hell.
It became a regular occurrence.
Come on.
Another day, my sister was outside doing her nasty habit, and sure enough, here it comes. This time we were all alone as usual, and she decides she has had enough.
Just stay the hell there and smoke. Just calm yourself down.
She tells me to stay in the carport, and she's gonna go confront them.
Don't you do that.
She starts walking toward the SUV, and
if I'm gonna confront someone, I'm gonna confront them with 10 gang members. No, not that. No. Just 10 people who are part of a gang. Man, shut the fuck up. You stupid. You stupid as hell. It's just 10 of my gang members. Man, what the fuck am I saying? I'm stupid. I really ain't got no gang, but just saying, we'll create a gang. We'll create a gang. And we'll say, you in my territory, you in my hood. If you don't get the fuck out of my hood, we're gonna kill you. That will do the trick.
halfway down the drive,
I don't like to kill people, but sometimes it's just the right thing to do. That sounds wrong, but sometimes it's just a justifiable thing to do. Sorry.
She would later remark to us, I felt utter terror, like I knew if I went any further, I was dead.
That's what I thought.
I was paralyzed by pure fear.
That's what I thought.
She turned around and went inside.
That's what I thought.
Finally, the family car was in the shop for some kind of issue, so we were all stuck home for the night. While my parents are home, my sister goes outside to smoke. I go outside with her, and eventually the SUV shows up. She tells me to run inside and tell my father, and I do.
Yeah.
My dad promptly gets his gun and starts briskly walking down the driveway with it in hand, in the direction of the SUV, but not leveled towards it. The SUV floored it down the road and peeled out onto the nearby large highway. My dad, being a cop, noted the year and model and distinguishing features.
Good.
The scariest thing, the license plate had been covered in duct tape.
That's sus as hell. I've always been thinking about doing that, seriously, to avoid tolls. I was not kidding. But you're not going to get away with it, I'm serious. Some people don't really get away with it. Some people get caught doing that. Or like doing a crime. Because there could be 30 Hondas and 30 Honda Pilots in this town. There could be 30 Toyota Highlanders in this town. You just seen. White ones to be exact. You never know which ones it's you. Just saying. Unless we pull
We
each
never
one.
saw it again.
Ear screeching.
I was just 4 or 5 years old and my parents
That picture is sus as hell.
had just separated. My mom was living
Enough of that bullshit. Come on. Do I have to hear that again? Parents separating. Come on. Stay the fuck together. Stay the fuck together. Stay the fuck together. What is so bad about one another, one or the other, that you have to divorce? And you have a fucking family. You know how pissed I'd be if you left me? My parents have been married for 17 years. And you trying to bullshit me like that?
in
Go
a
ahead.
2-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred
Another thing is clucking up is, unless the circumstances that you are moving to a new state and go into an apartment temporarily, then you finally look for a house, you're already clucking up by living in an apartment. Unless you're poor as hell, you need a house. I like apartments. They're actually really cool. I lived in one for just a year, but that's when I moved to North Carolina. Then I found a house. And I ain't renting the house. I own the fucker. Just saying. I'm just saying.
to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of the hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the 1st floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer.
That's also sus as hell. Wait. Thank you. Oh yeah, I do have water. Go back in the bed. You know you're not going to get out of this room. Go. Come on. This way. Come on, jump out. Let's go. Come here. Come on. Sit. No. Quit. Oh, he's sniffing the vitamin. Quit sniffing the vitamin. That's not for you. That's for me. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, how you doing? He's like the best dog ever. He never barks. If you want a dog, then he'd be the best option. Right, Harrison? I mean, he don't bullshit. I decided to take a vitamin. Right here. What was I about to say? Oh, and about my part. Oh, yeah, about the fact that you're on the 1st floor. That's sus as hell. You know why? Well, in North Carolina, the apartment I was originally gonna get was on it's a luxury apartment. So I'm not gonna say where I live because that's just sus as hell. The apartment was on the 1st floor. So these are luxury apartments, by the way. These are no bullshit, no ugly ass shit. These actually look like really modern. They've been recently built, probably a few years, probably just recently. I think they were working on another building after I was moving, actually. Don't remember. It's been 4 to 3 years since that happened. Now let's get to the meat. Because my apartment was flooded, actually. But we only choose 2 bedrooms, which was obviously a mistake. Because then the next building, they offered us for this, I think for the same price, it was $1,000. $1,100, something like that. They offered us the 3-bedroom apartment. So that was really nice. The problem was, at first, it was a problem, but it was on the 3rd floor. This had 3 bedrooms, but later we would know because we put all of our moving boxes in there and my dad's computer, laptop, whatever. So that worked out. But what's good about that is, the only con is you have to walk up the stairs with your groceries. main con is the pro of it is you don't have to hear people bullshitting you down there, down on the floor. Cause in my house, I could hear the. I vacuum the house, but just if my mom just unconsensually just does vacuums the upstairs, I can hear the vacuum. So imagine I was vacuuming and someone was vacuuming and I had to hear that bullshit. The third floor was the last floor of my apartment. But I also had to deal with some sus as hell neighbors down there before they moved out. Probably they got evicted. There are some Chinese. They were abusing their kid. You know why? What happened is literally they left the kid on the fucking balcony at 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. I don't know what my mom was doing, if she was spying on them, but she saw that he almost crawled off the fucking ledge. That's sus as hell. Those parents need some mental help, because if you're gonna put your baby out in the balcony and while he's crying, waking up everyone, you're gonna let him crawl off the ledge and die. Oh, by the way, it's a balcony. Yeah, balcony. Off the rail, and maybe he was so small he could fit between them. I really don't know how. Maybe he could stand. I don't. That was a long time ago. That's sus as hell. I don't like. But at least I don't have to deal with it.
And my mom had a window open in her room, which was...
That's where you fucked up. I have a window open right now, but it's on the second floor. It's unlikely that someone's gonna come, but you gotta think of that small chance that someone comes and lock the bitch when you close it.
Was directly behind the bed above the headboard. Anyways, I woke
That's sus as hell as well.
up in the middle.
Imagine if someone just crawled onto you while you're sleeping, and then you just looked up while you're sleeping. What the fuck? And you just saw someone's head, like, get the knife, boom! I didn't even, oh man, that's dangerous. You just stab him.
Of the night, and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room.
Oh.
I should note her door was open and you could partially see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and woke her up. In the 3 or 4 seconds it took me to wake her up and ask me what was wrong, we both looked back up at the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of the bedroom. I still don't...
Knife in hand, I hauled ass. But before I did that, I stabbed the bitch. That's why I keep a knife right in my nightstand. Because I don't play games.
know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window.
Damn.
She quickly followed and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. The police came but didn't see any signs of forced entry.
Wow.
Only that our front door was unlocked, which led them
That's where he clocked up as well.
to believe that the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me reverse that 10 seconds.
Believed that the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock.
The thing is, you said you locked the door, but the guy unlocked it for you. That's what happened. I'm confused, but based on what I heard, she locked the door and the guy came in and unlocked it for her to exit the door. So why?
About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers.
Burn the shit.
The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep.
That bitch. Damn.
One day while doing my laundry, one of the lights blew out in my basement.
That basement looks like a piece of shit. That's a piece of shit basement. I used to have a basement. In North Carolina, we rarely have basements. It'd be nice if I had a basement, because it'd probably be Gucci. The fuck? was that? Anyway, it could have been my knee banging. It's 9:11 right now. 9:11 p.m. We need to take a silence. Anyway, about the... Wait, what did... Let me... Oh yeah, about the basement. My basement in Michigan was pretty much finished. Pretty much finished. They had a full lighting system. Not this bullshit, one light lamp hanging. The stairs look sus as hell. And unfinished. The basement was finished. We had stuff down there.
My basement is set up so that the laundry room is split up from the other side of the basement with a wall and a door.
My basement was really cool. We had a laundry room. Literally, it had a door to exit. There's like a drive-through window in it. Like, what the hell? There's like a drive-through window. Like on the side. We also had a laundry chute. We should have used that shit. Why the hell we didn't? That's called smartness. But back then I was younger. I didn't know. But why the hell would you carry the laundry down when you can use the laundry chute? Just throw the bitch in the wall, and then it just falls in the hamper or whatever, the basket.
In order to get upstairs, you have to exit the laundry room and go through the other part of the basement.
Right.
So the light blew in the other part, not the laundry room. As it was the only light on that side, it was pretty dark.
The thing about my basement, there's a lighting system. There was a lighting system there. There wasn't just no dingy ass bulb. There's a lighting system, like your house that had a lighting system. That was down there. There was lights everywhere. So you bullshitting. Your basement's bullshitting you. Just saying, your basement's bullshitting you.
I finished the laundry I had to do while dreading the walk through the dark basement. I exit the laundry room, get halfway through the basement, and I hear a loud cackle.
Nigga, what the fuck? Knife in hand, I haul ass. Cackle! Is that what it's gonna sound like?
Imagine a sound people make when they imitate a witch. Take that and imagine the witch had been smoking for 50 years, making her voice deeper and hoarser.
Oh shit!
That's what I heard, clear as day, right behind me.
Oh my god. If I heard that, I'm not gonna play around. I actually would haul ass. That's sus as hell. I would have hauled ass, not kidding. I said, no joke, I seriously would.
I didn't hesitate to bolt for the stairs.
Right.
I waited until my father got home and then changed the bulb. I have yet to hear that cackle since, and I have not told a single person in the house about it.
First of all, damn that noise though. I would have told everyone in the fucking universe about it. I would have, if God was real, I would have even told him. I'd be like, God, did you hear that weird ass noise in my basement of a witch? There's a witch hiding in my basement. But unfortunately, he's not real. Because he defies all laws of physics. So he cannot exist. Just saying. I hate that noise. But
This happened to a friend of mine. She told me about it about a year or so ago. We'll call her Minji. Minji is in her late 20s and works as an English tutor in South Korea. One evening, a few years ago, she was tutoring a high school boy. They were up studying pretty late and the buses stopped running. Being a long way from his house, the boy asked if he could crash on her floor overnight and get the first bus in the morning. Minji was very reluctant because inviting a teenage male student to stay the night didn't sound like a great idea.
Well, in Japan, the age of consent is 13, which means I could have said there if I felt like it. Just saying. I doubt I would, but I could if I wanted to, because the age of consent is 13. Okay? So, this is not one of your weirdest ideas, woman. Just saying. So, inviting a 16-year-old isn't one of your weirdest ideas. Just saying. Because is there like the same exact law? Like, you know how in the U.S. you can't, it's called statutory rape when you have sex with a minor and you're a major. or like an adult. Like, well, let's say you're like 40 and you want to have sex with a 16-year-old. That's not gonna work. Is that the same case in Japan, or what's the age difference? I don't know, but if you know, please tell me. I appreciate that shit.
But he was begging her, and eventually she relented.
Good.
They went back into her one-room apartment, and she got into...
Come on, man, an ad. How bulletproof? Desert Eagle versus...
Hi, I'm Tom from Bullet Safe Bulletproof Vest. Welcome to our web series, How Bullet...
I would like to watch that video, but I'm not gonna watch it because this is your time. Not
into the bed while he laid a blanket out on the floor, and they both fell asleep. A few hours later, at maybe 2 a.m., the boy wakes Minji up. "I'm really hungry," he says. "Let's go get some food."
If you were that type of person, I would kick you out. I would not invite you anymore. If you're the type of person to just abuse like my system, like exploit it, you're gonna get a toot. That's your sign to get the hell out of there. I mean, come on. She does all that for you, you're gonna ask for food? Whatever.
Minji opens her eyes and looks up at him in disbelief. "Food? Now? It's 2 a.m. Go back to bed." But the student insists. "No, I'm so hungry. Let's eat something now." She tells him that there's some ramen in the kitchen and he could fix himself some. This doesn't satisfy him. He doesn't want ramen. "There's a 24-hour place just down the road. Let's go there." Eventually, after several minutes of persuasion, the boy gets Minji to come with him to the restaurant. They leave the apartment and head out. As soon as they're on the street, the boy turns to Minji and says, "I'm not hungry. I woke up in the middle of the night and looked under your bed. There's a man sleeping there."
Damn.
They call the police and discover that a homeless man had been living in Minji's apartment, sleeping under the bed for 2 months.
2 months? 2 months? Bitch, what the... A homeless man. Come on, 2 months? Bitch, that's a lot of time. Second of all, my bed is no bullshit. My bed is so... Let me show you. I'm gonna bend the laptop down just so I can show you. I don't know if it's gonna be good. Look under here. You see that gap? I don't know if you can see. This is the gap on my bed. Right here. It's literally like 2 inches. No, there's no way in hell a person can fit under there. Not even the skinniest of skinniest. So, I'm glad I have that bed. No one can just be bullshitting and hiding under my bed.
The boy only saw him because he was lying on the floor, so he had a clear view under the bed.
Oh my god, again. Oh my god.
I was driving a shortcut from 29 Palms, California to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Damn.
29 Palms is located in the desolate high desert east of LA. The shortcut was all 2-lane road through total nothingness, except for a passing through Amboy. Amboy is a nearly abandoned town nearly as far below sea level as Death Valley. So I was driving by myself in the afternoon and proceeded to drive up into the mountain range between Amboy and I-40. Once I reached the top, I'm driving north through a canyon with high grass on both sides of the road. Up ahead I see some stuff in the middle of the road. As I approach, I slow down to see a red Pontiac Fiero.
Wait.
Stops
My
sideways
video!
Across both lanes. A suitcase.
Let me back up 10 seconds. Let me listen to that
Driving
again.
north through a canyon with
I'm sorry, my computer glitched.
high grass on both sides of the road.
That's sketchy as hell. But it's not uncommon.
Up ahead I see some
That's creepy.
stuff in the middle of the road. As I approach, I slow down to see a red Pontiac Fiero.
Excuse me. That's already sus as hell. You know how old the fucking Pontiac Fieros are? Those were made in 1984 to 1988. Yes. That's a fucking 30-year-old car right there. That's sketchy. Who the fuck has a 30-year-old car? That's sketchy. If you don't, I doubt any of you guys even know what a Pontiac Fiero looks like. Let me show you. They actually look really cool considering they're like fucking... Wait, my neighbor texted me. Let me show you what Pontiac Fiero looks like. So if they're well kept, they look pretty cool actually, considering it's 2018. But back then, I think they looked really lit. But we need to have silence because the fact that I don't think I ever seen a Pontiac Fiero in life. Like, here's what an example of one. It's not too bad. Here's like one that's been polished. I doubt they make good compression anymore. That's what I'm saying. They probably got wore the fuck out. 1984 to 88. See it? That's a different country. That's probably Belgium, I think. But my point is, the fact that someone has a Pontiac Fiero is already sus as hell. The fact he's blocking the road is double sus as hell.
Stopped sideways across both lanes.
Yep.
A suitcase open with clothes scattered everywhere and
what the hell?
two bodies laying face down in the...
Two bodies laying face down. A pussy. A bitch. A female. I don't want to call no female no bitch, because that's not who they are. But would just come out in this darkness and inspect it. But me? Knife in hand, I'd drive across the I'd drive on top of the bodies. Hell, if I had to. And once they yell, ah! For screaming, I'd be like, bitch, you got what you deserved. Bitch, you got what you deserved. Blocking the road. You think you're gonna lay down and then put your fucking 1984 to 88 Pontiac Fiero in the fucking road? Harrison, isn't that sus as hell that someone has a Pontiac Fiero? That's sus as hell. I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. I'm not kidding. Those fuckers are old. To see a car from the 80s is super rare. I don't think I've seen classics, but not like
a man and a woman.
That's also kind of sus. That actually looks so forgiving. It looks like someone's just died, like a couple died or something bad happened.
I stop 100 feet or so away, and the hair on the back of my neck is standing up.
Damn.
Being a Marine, I reach under the seat and pull out a 9mm pistol
and
that's chamber
even better.
round.
That's even better than what I was about to do, because I ain't got no gun. But I do got knives, and I'm gonna get more knives. That's all I have. But
something seemed very wrong.
That's what I thought.
It looked too perfect, as if it were staged.
That's what I thought.
In the ambush?
That's what I thought.
Something was just wrong. As I scanned the road, I saw...
This guy was obviously wearing his Adidas. This guy was probably wearing his Adidas. Just, oh fuck. Why I just squeezed my finger. I'm stupid. This guy was obviously wearing his Adidas. Thankfully he was.
Saw a line I could drive. Past the guy in the road on his left. Swerve to the right of the woman, behind the Fiero. And I'd be on the other side.
Again with the Fiero, that's really weird. To see just a Fiero.
I dropped it into first gear, punched it down, and drove the line I planned.
The captions. Sorry about that. Unless this story took like 20 years ago, that's a different story. I wouldn't be sus to see one of those. What the fuck? I heard like a squeaking noise. It's like a door opening.
I passed the back of the Fiero without hitting it, or either of the bodies in the road.
If I hit any of them, I would not give a big shit.
I continued forward a couple of 100 feet and slowed down, so I could breathe and let my heart slow down. As I looked up into the rearview mirror, I saw that the two bodies had gotten up to their knees, and 20 or so people emerged from the tall grass on either side of the road.
Gang rape you. We need a minute of silence, cause this is fucked up. We need a minute of silence. I, Popfin, has suspected bullshit since I saw the Fiero, cause I know a Fiero does not exist anymore. People have them, but those are Second thing, there's 2 bodies. I would not give a bigger of a shit about the bodies. I would stop to call the police. Alright, I'm gonna open my eyes now. I would stop to call the police, because I'm not gonna leave no dead bodies or whatever weird ass shit. I'm gonna report this shit. But when you go past them, but I ain't gonna stay near them. I'm gonna back them. I'm gonna be a couple miles out. Nah, not that far. Half a mile out. But when you see 20 people come out, imagine what would happen if you came out to check the shit out. You're dead. You're dead.
By the car and bodies.
You're lucky those people aren't armed. Or maybe he didn't specify, but...
At that moment, my right foot smashed the gas pedal to the floor and did not let up until I had to slow down for the I-40 East on-ramp.
Good.
I will never know what would have happened to me had I gotten out of the car to check on the bodies
Nothing
or stopped
good.
my car closer to them.
I hear it. I knew it was coming. Right, Harrison? You know when such
Some
shit...
friends and I were doing some night fishing on the James River. We were sitting along the shoreline with a nice fire going, accompanied
James
by
River?
the usual idle talk
Is
and a
that
few beers.
is that in Virginia? I think I might have been there once.
When suddenly, everyone just stopped talking, like a switch was flipped off. We were all staring across the river and felt as if something or someone was staring back.
If you
It
feel
was-
that way, it probably is happening.
Very uneasy feeling, to which some of the group tried to shake off with typical macho humor, when a blood-curdling sound erupted from the other shore that froze everyone in their tracks.
Damn. If I heard that noise, I would toot my horn. Yeah, I don't know.
The sound was unlike any other that I had ever heard, and it made every hair on my body vibrate and tingle.
You good? You good here?
The only way I could describe it is it sounded like a wild person with no language skills being gutted alive.
Damn.
No words, just this high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. Nobody moved or said a word. We all just sat there fixed in our stare, when just as suddenly, a second scream was let loose with even more force than the first. By this time, several of us were sprinting to our trucks that were parked a few
By the first time I heard the mouth opening, that was enough for me to haul the ass away.
yards away, retrieving various firearms. When we got back, we all sat there quietly, with our eyes fixed, staring toward the opposite shore, watching the light from our fire reflecting off the rocks. We sat there waiting for another scream, or something to move on the other side of the river. Finally, a third scream came just as suddenly, but this time, it was on our side of the river, coming from the bushes about a yard away.
You got me.
We all hightailed out of there, leaving most of our stuff behind.
As bad as that sounds, I would come back maybe the next day.
When we got to our trucks, we heard the scream one more time, just beyond the tree line. We all floored it the hell away from there, and never found out what was making the sounds. It was a Friday night, and my friend was picking me up in his car from my house. I was in a hurry since we were running late for the hockey game in the
This picture looks old as hell because I can see a BlackBerry.
city. The whole car ride there, we were having such a good time that I hadn't even noticed that I didn't have my phone. I searched the car seat, the floor, but it wasn't in the car. I was sure that I had just forgotten it. During the hockey game, I couldn't stop worrying that maybe I had dropped my phone somewhere, so I borrowed my friend's phone and ran to the bathroom. I dialed my number and hoped someone at my house would pick up. It took 3 rings before somebody picked up, but they remained silent on the other end. I yelled into the phone that I was just checking if I'd left my phone at home. They didn't answer. I assumed it was my little brother just messing
I assumed that was some random ass person just answering my phone.
with me, so I hung up. I got home late that night, to see that my parents weren't home. I got inside my house and called them to see where they were.
Come on.
They told me that they had gone out to eat and see a concert at the park with my little brother. They said they left soon after I had for the game, and they should be home in around half an hour. So I hung up and proceeded to look for my cell phone. But then I realized, how could somebody in my family have picked up my phone if they hadn't been home? I felt...
I think someone was in your house and they bullshitting you. But more importantly, some random ass person was in your house. He was bullshitting you. He was searching your shit, then you heard that and he's like, nigga, what the fuck?
felt a pain in my stomach as fear swept over. It was at that moment that I heard the back door to my house open and close.
You got to be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. Come on.
I immediately jolted out the front door to the neighbors and called the police. Apparently, the back door was left open and somebody had simply walked into our house. Nothing was stolen, but the scariest thing is the thought that we could have fallen asleep with a stranger in the house.
Wait.
A while back, there was a family that moved in next door to my family. They had a son who was just twisted. He was obsessive over slasher movies and always wanted me to talk about shit that happened during my time serving in Vietnam that no normal person would want to hear.
I would.
He also loved tormenting stray animals.
That was about the place where I drew the line. I really don't like to torment animals. Unless they fuck with me. Of course I'm gonna... Oh shit. Fireworks are going off because this is New Year's Eve. Are you scared, Harrison? Keep your leash like that. Nice boy. Wait, what was I about to say?
Normal person would want to hear.
Oh yeah, about the stray animals. I really don't want to fuck with
He
them.
also loved tormenting stray animals. This guy was a whack job.
That's what I thought.
He was 19 at the time and my daughter was 7, but he always wanted to talk to her. He'd strike up conversation with her when she walked home from school. He would talk over the fence at her when she was playing in the back. But what really set me off was when he called our house looking to speak to her. That was it. I went over and flipped.
Yeah, that's sus as hell. When you're gonna call your house number just so you can talk to your daughter, that means you have a crush on her. And as sad as that sounds,
Shit at him and his parents.
there we go.
Told him to stay the hell away from her and I'd better not ever see him again. That's when things got weird. My daughter was always a little imaginative and paranoid.
Good.
She would think there were monsters under her bed and whatnot, so when she told me there was something living in her closet and she was too scared to get up and tell us at night, but it wasn't there in the daytime, we blew it off as no big deal.
I wouldn't.
A few weeks went by and one night my wife and daughter were staying at my mother's for a girls' night. So I turned the key on the HBO box and watched me some movies, eventually falling asleep downstairs. At around 2 a.m., I get a call from my neighbor with a creepy son, telling me something along the lines of, "We saw that you were up, so we called. Our son is missing. I went by his room to use the bathroom and his door was open, which isn't usual, and there was no sign of him. We need help looking for him." The phone call woke me up though. I wasn't up, so I asked why they thought I was. "Oh, we saw you walking around upstairs and the light is on."
That kid's name, I don't know what, I forgot his name. I don't know if it was Tom or something. I might be stupid, but he's up there. That's bull.
My blood ran cold as ice. I'd been passed out on the couch, and I know no one turned any lights on. I hung up on them, ran outside to my truck to grab my shotgun, but noticed the
Why is your shotgun in your truck, but not next to your side? Because you look at me, my knives are always with me. My knife is right here. Hey, don't do that.
sheriff pulling up to my neighbor's house by this point. I booked it over and told him there was someone in my house, and now I could see the lights in my daughter's room were on, and there's a silhouette pacing back and forth. When the deputies went in, they found the neighbor boy there waiting.
Damn.
Waiting in my daughter's room with a nice little setup in her closet.
That bitch.
He said he liked to watch her sleep in the moonlight.
Nah. Nah. You fucking bullshit me. You fucking bullshit me. You like to watch her sleep. Nick, what the fuck? Everyone's bullshitting this story, but be armed, be safe, stay classy, and I guess I'm gonna end the episode here because enough said. You've seen my reaction. I'm pissed off, but because so many people can fuck up, but